First game was audio, second game it's internet. Everything's now fine. We're good. Let's go.
Good, Miramar. Okay, lots of teams have dropped already. Circle is western side. Snow official. Going to be picking up that shotty as you'd expect from the early stages of the map. People very bare for loot, but Peng already taken out Joey Dude from Team 18. So Peng, he's been a bit of a fragger in the previous match. It's nice to see no change of, even though we've changed the scenery.
He absolutely is. You have to keep on talking because I'm still trying to figure out 100% if we're actually connected or not. So you carry on.
Hey, fantastic. Well, you know, while we're at it, I've got no audio from the YouTube stream.
I'm going to have to break immersion here by interacting with the live YouTube feed. Oh, how's that? We're fine. We're good.
Oh, no, I've got audio. It's fine. There's audio is coming through. Are you still live, Des? Because this is turning into a little bit of a fiesta.
I think we're good. I think we're okay. OBS is just lying to me and saying it's trying to reconnect, but I'm pretty sure it is connected, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so let's have a look at where the teams have dropped anyway. We got a couple of squads in the circle itself, but as expected, a lot of them playing around the fringes, getting that loot on before moving in. Atomical actually getting the first kill confirmed for the game onto LO Wayne. So squad 9 already putting squad 18 at a deficit.
Beautiful start for them. I mean, Atomical, again, one of those players that was pretty high up there last time around when it came to the number of kills. One of the big players for his team. Starting things off strong, but of course, in the early zones, people die for a myriad of reasons, sometimes just being a bit unlucky. So let's see if he can continue that form that we saw back in Map 1.
Like to hope to. A lot of teams. Well, it's actually squad 13 and 10 occupying San Nuevo, I believe it is, in the area by themselves at the moment. Gonna get themselves possibly some conflicts. It's Peng again with the kill onto its Stark. Squad 18 are suffering so many casualties already from Squad 9, Des.
I was going to say, though, you're going to think about it. These are the two big players from the last time round. Let's not forget that. I wish we could have seen it. The crazy triple grenade that came out of Peng last time round.
Hey.
Basically just steamrolling his team through, and they saw him come right towards the very end of the round as well. So maybe this could be another strong start for them. Always walking away.
A strong start. Squad 18 has already been absolutely decimated. Joey Dude, he was knocked earlier by Peng. He comes back for retarded. He's going to be screaming at Peng for not kill confirming that one. But Joey Dude is now solo against multiple members of Squad 9. And Atomical and Peng, they're still alive, and those are the fraggers on the team.
Well, it was Dukesy in Map 1 that we saw come out and play spoiler to Overpowered, who was coming away with a lot of kills in that round as well. So it's going to be the same story, where Joey Dude knows that, all right, there's only 3 of us left. I'm here now playing for vengeance and trying to bring down those who are trying to wipe up my team and basically add us to the points tally the whole way through. Just want to at least try and play spoiler to some more members if he can. Like you say, he is entirely on his own right now, though, but it looks like actually Fietta very much after his own on this side of things as well. If he manages to spot Joey Dude out, that could be a free kill for the team. He has indeed spotted him, but not going down just yet.
Yeah, he spotted him because a bullet hit him in the head from Joey Dude.
You're always going to spot that. A big, massive gaping hole.
He's definitely going to spot like a bullet hole. So he's fine. They know where he is. I think Fietta should just let Peng and Atomical do their thing. And maybe they'll end up with 3 members coming out of this one after ETARD has already been dropped. But they're playing it safe. They know they don't have to rush it. There's a man advantage. Yeah, kills would be nice, but nothing confirmed here. Atomical actually sitting on top of a chest. I believe he's picked up its inventory and he's driving back to his squad.
Just on a little casual drive in that little hippie
He's
van.
emptied it. He's cleaned it out, Des.
It's gone. He's taken it all.
Now in his inventory.
What can I say? The man likes his loot. Back to his team once again. Maybe if he'd been there, then Etali would still be alive. But alas, sometimes it's worth trading a teammate to get all that good gun stuff. But now he's got it on side. Let's have a look at the general state of the map as well as to what's going on, because they're very much so on their own down there, except for Joey, who's trying to play a bit of spoiler. Elsewhere, though, most teams are still outside of the zone, so it's going to be that slow pushing, that horrible pinch that you find as all teams start converging on the zone itself. That's where you're going to see a lot of bloodshed.
Be a lot of danger coming out for them already. You can see a couple of pop shots being taken by Niels on squad 11 this time around. They're not changing squads, they're just changing squad numbers, by the way. These teams are fixed university teams. They're not mixing, so to speak.
Yeah, Niels, again, one of those guys who've played at PGR Europe, one of the guys you want to keep an eye on potentially, because if he gets rolling, well, teams are going to have a very good reason to be fearful, but we've already seen, again, a number of players in the last round who did work too. And again, speaking of one of those players, Atomical, he comes back. He's got himself a big, scary sniper as well with the AWM, brings down Joey. Well, he is going to be absolutely terrifying with that gun in his hands.
Imagine my shock. He gets back with an AWM and cleans up the mess the rest of his squad couldn't finish.
Just gets back there and it's just like, guys, really?
What is it now? Let me just... Load up this AWN. Where is he roughly? Oh, 230. Okay, bang.
Please, Mr. Atomical, please save us. Comes back, our
Yeah.
Lord and Savior.
The
Well,
Joey dude wants to get off Mr. Atomical's wild ride. I can tell you that.
well, he definitely got him off some kind of wild ride, and it was the game of PUBG, as his whole squad are now eliminated. So we're down to 18 teams, his being the first one to be eliminated from the whole map.
That feels bad.
No one likes being the first, realistically, do they?
No, not at all. We're already getting that zone collapsing again. So nice bit of blue moving in. So we'll start to see some of these fringe players move closer and closer to the circle. Obviously, they can go ahead and tank a little bit of the blue. It's only weak. They can med up for it if they want to get some extra looting done. But already a bit of population happening inside the circle. Still playing relatively around the fringes. But there's a couple of squads meandering in. From the south, you've got South Korean, aptly, moving in with the rest of his squad on number one again. It was number one squad last time, I believe, Des.
I love how his name is literally just South Korean.
I bet he's not even South Korean.
No, right? Just wants to strike fear into people's hearts. Be like, guys, I'm a god gamer. Watch out, please.
Should be like our friend and colleague Jaws, who actually has Korean characters in his name.
I know, right?
Then it's more believable.
Can you put Korean characters in your name in PUBG?
I think you can do it in Steam, which is what PUBG's names are linked to.
True,
so
true.
Maybe.
Interesting.
But what we're saying is, be better, South Korean. Like, be better.
Be better. Well, let's see if he can be better this time round. His team are in a pretty safe spot right now. No one really around them, but they are kind of meandering their way through these mountains on the south-hand side of the circle. Elsewhere, though, we're looking towards Team 18 here, the pink team, as it were. Or Team 16, sorry, I should say. Currently just finding themselves in a spot where, again, they're also pretty safe. And this is the thing with Miramar, and I think why many pros tend not to be super happy with it, is that you do have a lot of open space where most teams will just find themselves in a spot where, despite it being that open, or there are a lot of hills, as you can see here, there's never really too much early fighting because it's quite spread out in terms of where you can be. So it's not really until the crunch comes in that you find things happening. Obviously, we've already seen one squad eliminated, but it'll be a few more minutes until teams start hitting the same sort of areas on their journey into the circle.
Bit of conflict going on, but I'm just looking at the mini-map, Des, and I think there's going to be a collision between Squad 10 and 12 very shortly, just northwest of San Martin, because they're getting awfully close to each other. Gunshots are being firing. Deathblade actually knocking Leon Lion. He's going to take him out as well. Not looking good for Squad 12, but Squad 10 are going to emerge from the building all in a line, just playing around cover. That's one down. God HB going to answer the call. Snips the Wookiee being knocked, but he can't get in range for the kill confirmed. There's now moves around to the side. Snow Official going down. That's a kill confirmed again for Squad 10. They have one member down, but they've got a 3 versus 2 active player scenario. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from this one. They might have to cut their losses and run, but Godby, he looks pincered out there, Des, left out in the wild.
I think ex-Rusky was the guy who was in the chat being like, oh, unlucky circle in the last game. Now, I don't know this is unlucky circle, but you guys have just been completely kicked out by Squad 10 here. And God HP's already trying to push back in as well, seeing what he can find. But the team have got 0 kills. They're down to 2 members. This is going to be a very tall order for them to be able to clean up Squad 10 here, who are in a very good spot. They've got the buildings around them. They've got these walls to play to. God HP and Rusky are trying to see what they can manage to make work. And,
he's going to knock down there, but Psycho's going to go back onto Rusky. 1 versus 2 active player situation. God HP wants to go for the kill confirm. He's spraying around the corner. Will take out Sips the Wookiee, but he's going to pay for it with his life. No, he's not. Is he still alive? Oh, he finally gets knocked out there. Sakai comes round, knocks out God HB, and Rusky will go down. So Team 10 are only suffering 1 confirmed casualty, and it Snips the Wookiee being taken off Miramar.
God HB again just playing spoiler. It seems to be the theme for these last 2 maps is the odd member here or there that's left, or in that case it was a squad of 2 rather than 1, but still managing to upset a squad of 4 and bring them down to 3. This is just chipping away at members as you go through, and this is why it's always a risky strategy going for those fights, especially much earlier on. You want those later stage ones, and well, looks like Squad 6 are having a bit of fun.
They're out in the blue. They're going to tank it with the meds, keep themselves nice and healthy. They've got vehicles in order to be able to move through this one and get into the area. They just want a little bit of extra time. I'm looking at the map as well, Des. They're not alone. They have got other members out there in that blue area still looting at present.
They've got to try and get in the zone quick as well. They're in a spot here where it's a bit, I don't know, like being that low on HP as well, you want to try and get yourself in pretty quick if you can help it as well. But they are all back in now, are all pushing their way into the zone. Hopefully, this should be a happy, merry ride. Stallsy's hopped out for some reason. You want to stay in there, bud. You want to get inside the zone. Look how far away they are. They're literally miles away from the zone.
They've got to get in there. It's now closing, so the damage is going to start ramping up. I don't know how much longer they want to wait, get themselves waiting out there. But South Korean and the boys, they're going to be in that buggy and get themselves into the areas. Phase 2 is in full effect.
Literally going for cross country here as well. All the way up the mountains, all the way on the on the climb. Woo! Going to be a slow one. They've actually come across Team 11 on the other
They
side
need to be
here.
very careful about where they path now, Des, because there's a lot of squad there. We've got Squad 11, Epoch, Omnitoaster, Nerf. They're in the area. If they make too much noise, they might draw the ire and fire of Squad 8.
Oh man, they're going to know they're there as well. They'll have heard this buggy, and well, the only
Now
place
they're
to
going
go
to
here.
take pop shots.
Oh, they're going to go over the top. Yep, they're going to have to. I was about to say they're going to go up the hillside here to try and get away from it. Not yet. No, they're not even going for the shots.
He's not going to commit. Epoch not even going to take a cheeky flutter on the gamble that's taking the shots at them. And now they're in relative safety behind the rocks. The rest of Squad 11 going to transition where they need to.
Well, they're going to venture away. You see the whole convoy coming out here as well for Squad 3 as they're on the way in as a collective all with their own vehicles. Something we see quite a lot in pro play. All about having the separate vehicles. So if one of you does get pinned down or any tyres get shot out, you're not all completely doomed. But of course, when you play by yourself or with friends, it's always far more fun just to have all four of you in one vehicle and wait for someone like me to flip it over and kill you all.
Yeah, I never let you drive.
I always drive.
No, you never get to drive.
Not with permission, but I still drive.
Yeah, that's why we put you in your own vehicle.
Exactly.
You can only hurt yourself that way.
Never put a baby in the corner or in his own car in this case.
Well, you drive like a baby, mate.
Well, Team 7 now in the spot. Let's not talk about driving. Team 3 flying past Team 7 to a hold up here as well. A few spray shots did come across, so Team 3 will be aware of what's going on, but it seems like for now, at the very least, Team 7 are quite happy being holed up in this building. Oh, Secret Lucan actually got out of his vehicle here as well, so he's holed up on the ridge side. This could be a bit of a firefight looking to come out. Team 3 maybe trying to gang around. In fact, no, everyone else has abandoned him. Secret Lucan's having to run up the hill by himself.
Yeah, he's going to have to take these. He's only got a Mini 14 to his name. A lot of range coming out on the side of that opposing squad. Squad 7 wanting to take the pop shots. They have got the range if they would like to. Especially in the form of that sniper rifle that Mark has got himself in his hands on. There's a package dropping just south of them. One of them might have to go for that in a second and get themselves a little bit of inventory.
Absolutely. Everyone else, for the most part, it's been a very quiet start to the game. Again, always the way on Miramar, because the map is so big and open, you don't really get too many fights until the pinch starts coming in on the circle. And while potentially 14 and 15 here, there could be that exact pinch we're looking for. Goes too shy. One of those big top fraggers from last game alongside Crumplefire. They finished top 3. They're coming up against Team 14, which has got overpowered. Again, one of the big players from last round. I think it was 8 kills to his name towards the end, and rightly so. He brings down Crumplefire. They've already lost the 1, but the kill gets traded back over. Fatal Slug bringing down Chicken Dylan, finally finishing him off, or Goes too shy taking that one away. Kill secured, he says. Now into a 3 versus 3.
Bless RNG for Keys is getting the knock onto Sombrero Bloke. Won't get the kill. He's in cover, so goes too shy, and the rest of his boys still holding that position. Crumplefire has gone down. He's departed from Miramar, but it got Keesus and Fatal Slug with him still. Is it worth committing to this fight now that they know they got a clean res? Just got to keep the pressure on. Couple of tags, headshot onto Verasi. Another one down. He's not letting the pressure off on this one, Des.
No, they're trying to make sure they're definitely pinned in here in a difficult situation where they just can't move away. And Overpowered still stays alive. You can see him trying to kind of get the high ground vision over the top of the buildings there, so he's not fully exposing himself in a way that you might expect. PUBG isn't really one of those games where you expect to see players appearing above buildings when they're not actually in that same building itself. But he's still staying on full health. His other member, of course, Verify, is down. Another one is down on, well, now that it's on back up, it's not so bad. Sombrero Bloke is back up to at least 75 in this case. I'm just worried about Ghost Who's Shy here. He's going hunting in a sense. All he's got to find is that one shot, and someone could go down very easily.
He's very exposed at the moment. He's not going to be able to get himself a good position, but Sombrero Bloke will go down. That's a kill confirmed. Verasi still on his knees. It's just overpowered. Left standing for Squad 14. I think he might want to cut his losses. Mr. Mechanics is coming in with some boys of Squad number 5. Overpowered has to change targets. Going to have the spray down on the vehicle, and he makes him get out of there. Most Ricky Tick. He's now have to worry about Gosu Shy. He's actually leaving the engagement. I don't think he wanted to risk those extra variables that just joined the battle.
Bit of a rough one, absolutely. I think he's going to back away here and join the rest of his team, and they'll just leave this one because it's getting to that situation where you've got 2 squads now involved and you're kind of sitting on the outside as well. It only takes another squad to arrive and suddenly you find yourself in a horrible place where you're kind of sandwiched between multiple teams. So backing away and going for a fight elsewhere. In fact, that's exactly what's happening now because you can already see there are 2 other squads lower down the mountain from Gosu, Shy, Fatal Slug, and everyone in Kisus. They're getting sprayed out as soon as they get over the cap of this hill as well.
Well, they're fighting also in an area coming in north from the circle, but there's also a crate to take out. Overpowered, get swifty. So squad number 5 wanted to come back and see what they could get from Overpowered, but he showed them what for. We're down on a knock. They're going to be missing one of their key members here. And I think they're cutting the losses themselves. They jump in the vehicle and get out of there as soon as they can.
Yep. That's always, I don't know. It's at the pinch point now. We've hit about that point, 16, 17, 18 minutes into the game where you do start seeing teams going for those fights as the circle does start to pinch at least a little bit. That third phase got boarding into the fourth. It's a few of the bigger names that we're still seeing appear in the kill feed or get involved in fights, but that means there's several other squads who have still got 4 members remaining, and number 3 is one of those here. Never Not and Paul Collins running in together, trying to find themselves in a bit more of a solid spot, and it's number 9 here actually, a pinned down on the lower ground inside this garage, who might find themselves getting sniped out as soon as they try and make a move.
Going to be difficult for them to get anything done here. Vehicle driving around. South Korean running straight into Peng, but he sprays him down. It's clean. It's beautiful. And Atomical going to pick up the secondary frag as well. Yoda on Fire getting busy. Squad 5 has been absolutely emasculated by Yoda on Fire and Mark. Already the action coming in as the circle's starting to force the aggression.
Very, very quick there. And Team 1 maybe not taking the time they really needed to make sure they knew exactly where they were going. Because if they'd even taken a lay of the land, they would have known that there was a crossfire going on around here earlier on. It's the equivalent of basically charging your way into the circle and hoping for the best. And, well, they got absolutely punished for it. Got absolutely ruined by the team sat inside the garage.
Yeah, well, Marky Mark, Mute D, Yoda on Fire. They're moving around the corner straight into Algie Lacey. Squad 5 finishing off. They've been eliminated 16th place.
Yep, Squad 7 picking up the final few kills there as well. And again, they've sat in this building now for at least 10 minutes. I think they took their loot, they were happy with what they had and thought, right, let's not move, let's hunker down a little bit and we'll wait and see what happens. And well, the just reward came through. Overpowered brings down Gosu Shai, so one of the 2 big guys from last game who's at least been downed here, hasn't yet been finished off, so can his team save him? There is still someone here. It's Overpowered on his own in the open though. Keesus might be the hero.
Salford Jazz Hands, last hope is in Overpowered for this round. Keesus coming in. Gonna save him and keep him alive. So that's actually from our home team. That's actually our home team, Des. Keesus' squad is from De Montfort. It's pro players, by the way.
Really?
It's the De Montfort boys, yeah.
Oh,
so
boy.
we've got a good team coming out from the university this time around. But Overpowered from University Salford. Salford Jazz Hands hiding himself. He's going to have to retreat from this one. It's a 3v1. He's just dodging gunfire.
Oh, Overpowered.
Slipping out the weapons. Wants to take a shot. He lands one. He's not going to commit to the kill. He's just going to shoot the vehicle instead. Wants to try and get him underneath that vehicle or necessarily blow it up. But he sees Fatal Slug on the flank to the left. Wants to peek around that corner. He's keeping him at bay. Overpowered. Holding his own in this 1v3. Des is going to take him out before he hits the blue. But now he's got to worry about moving because the blue's going to start affecting him as well. He's not in a good position.
He's probably going to try and take this fight here and take one of those vehicles and get inside the zone. But he knows as soon as he moves, he's in so much trouble.
Jesus with their headshot onto Overpowered. Gonna knock Salford Jazz Hands out of this round. It's not looking good for pro players, by the way, from DMU. They need to get into the area themselves. Team 7 under fire. Northie taking a couple of shots. Hugh Ass has already taken out Deplax. As Atomical going to answer onto Never Not and down him, knock him, finish him off. Goes too shy. Going to fall down to the area, Des. So already DMU looking to be on their last limbs.
Yeah, and even Squad 4 here, very spread out towards the south side, find themselves somewhat pinned in by Squad 19, who've got the high ground, and as much as there are large open areas on Miramar, there's a lot of hills as well, which means high ground can really play into things when you're trying to push into a position. And well, like I say, they're the ones being pinned down on the outside of the zone, the blues pushing in. The line is pretty much lined up right alongside Squad 19 here, so maybe for Team 4, they can get a good flanking and try and get some kills if they're not expecting to be on this high ground across from them.
Northie 97 already going down. Wolfie going to get the kill confirmed on that one. Goshu Sai dying out to the blue. QS out in the area, going to get himself knocked. Vexin takes him out, fires into the blue to get that kill. So Vexin and Squad 19 just in the circle, but Squad 4's pincering them, forcing them against the blue. It's not looking good for them.
I look at Vexin as well, coming off down to the side. He's going to try and get a bit of a flank onto Wolfie here, potentially. They've got to be very careful. This could be a great move for 19 if they execute this correctly, but Vexin might find himself getting sprayed down before that. He managed to drop one, finds himself dropped by Wolfie immediately after. Now we're in a position where it's into a 2 versus 2. They bring down Vexin for good measure, with Wolfie picking up that kill, but now Deplex is the one hanging around. There is Connor, so I didn't realise he was down, but Connor sucks down as well, so it's Deplex all on his own. Dookie, last time round, he was the one playing spoiler. Now he gets his just rewards, and they carry on with wiping out Team 19.
Well, there we go. We're going to be seeing... where are they?
Oh my
I had them
gosh.
here a second ago. They're already been taken out. It's Where's My Build Key from University Leicester. That's Wolfie's squad number 4, I believe, taking out Luke's a slacker from Teesside University. So that's the Teesside University squad being removed from Miramar.
Look how busy the north side of the map is, though. There's about 4 squads hanging around the south, like to the east and west sides of the circle. Up north, that means that you've got 8 to 9 squads up there, all hanging around, just trying to go for those bit. Oh, Psycho, dude, come on. No one around to res him up in this case.
Come on,
a little
bro.
bit. Come on,
Come on,
bro.
bro.
A little bit stuck on his own there. But look how many squads. Again, this north side is packed with teams right now. That means one wrong move, one early rotate, one peek you shouldn't take, your squad could find yourself getting wiped out incredibly quickly.
Speaking of which, Atomical, Pengu, they're at it again with the shots onto Marky Mark. So these guys are showing up big. They're not dropping around, but you got to bear in mind they finished 12th last time there, so they're still in the danger zone of matching their Erangel score. Geordie Unknown all by himself. He's the last hope for Team Whatever from University of Portsmouth. The rest of the squad's been taken out, but the Indie, Dan Bridges finding a couple. Lumina as well, going to get the final kill confirmed on the Indie and Greeny. Squad 16 on their last limbs. Team 8 with Chazmaster looking good again as Team 10 will we finally be eliminated.
Yeah, Geordie Unknown entirely on his own up there at the top. Finally, Unity Evolved rushes in and brings him down as well. It was only a matter of time. I think he was very much so pinned in as a squad on his own. But you can see how many squads are getting dropped down. We've now lost 3 squads in the last 30 seconds. We're down to 10 teams as all of those 1- and 2-man bands up in the north side of the map have been brought down.
I'm on board with teammate here. That's, of course, is going to be Warwick Squishy Boys from University of Warwick. Moving into the area. Lumia has been knocked down for them, but the kill's not been confirmed. Omni Toaster being the one to bring him to his knees. But I think he's safe enough for them to be able to consider going for the res. They might need to use a few smokes, though, because that is quite open for Lumia.
Let's not forget as well, it's 16 points per kill that you get here. So you're still in a good spot where if your team can walk away with 10 kills or so, you're still walking away with what the team in 6th or 7th place gets, if I remember rightly. So it's not a bad thing to be racking up those kills throughout the round, as we saw from a lot of the teams last time round who did get towards that 9, 10, even 12 kill mark for the team that finished. I think it was in 3rd place we saw the team walk away with. They probably got the same points off the back of that one as to what 1st place got. So it's not a bad thing to shy upon, even if you're taking those kills and dying, at least at this stage in the game. For a lot of them, it's more about trying to push into this final circle, though. And this is where my worry is. You can see already how many squads there are again still. 6 squads towards that north side of the map. You're going to find yourself getting picked off if you're not careful on the way in.
So, Kiel Legends off onto the southwest corner. They have to worry about, look at this, the lone Paul Collins. Oh, dear. He's all by himself. Coventry Phoenix. He's his last hope from University of Coventry. Sungwon Kim's going to move forward. They've got themselves the Kiel Legends in front of them. I don't know if they're going to be able to take them out or take this fight. The distance and the terrain is so difficult to take a safe engagement here. They're more concerned with getting themselves into the circle before they have to be, before their hand is forced. Niels, he's got a few shots, going to take the pop shots, already taking them, but he's not going to get a kill. Immediate reaction coming out from their opponents to turn and take a few pop shots of their own. His squad needs to come in and back him up here because they've got a very vulnerable position they need to capitalize on. Look at the knock coming in, but he's going to finally bring him down. It's going to be Peng and the rest of his boys to make sure he gets down. It's number 9 actually being the one to drop him. So a separate squad even capitalizing on the vulnerable position coming out from squad 6.
That's a nice force rotation there in from the blue towards a location where they thought they would be safe. Turned out actually the journey to said safe location was anything but, and they find themselves losing at least one member. One down off towards the back potentially here, losing the Sun again up in the hill actually. He was one of the big players from last round. That leaves them with 3 and a very solid position. Admittedly, it's a very solid position. It's high ground, it's on a hill, it's a building, but it does mean that multiple squads are now where they are, none more so aware than Squad 11, who are very much so surrounding this building now.
Kiel versus Manchester. UOM PUBG held up in the building at the moment, while the Kiel Legends, led by Niels, looking to capitalize on them, but they're moving around to the side. They're taking the fight to Niels. They're not quite sure where he is, but they've heard the footsteps. They know where to look, but not exactly. They're playing hokey pokey around the corner, but there's going to be Niels taking down already to her from Durf, and reinforcements coming in from Vanilla to take him out, but a kill confirmed on the favor of UOM as the rest of Kiel moves in to kind of avenge Kiel, their captain, who has been fallen. Dan Silly dying. The only person left is team captain Stolzy. He's just going to lie down in the prone and hope that they leave him alone. He's playing dead like a bear. He's trying to maul them.
I'm pretty sure they've got to know he's up there. It'd be a huge mistake if these 3 members weren't aware that he was hanging up there. And yes, he got themselves a couple of kills, but Omnitos is getting pinged from afar. This is the concern, like I said.
He turns around. He actually managed to get Herp and Durf and confirm the kill. It's Vanilla CS. He's going to be there, and Vanilla's going to take him out as he goes off the rooftop. He actually killed his comrade to deny the kill, I think, for points. I don't know.
I don't know
if that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm not
but either way,
entirely
he
sure.
might have just done it for the memes. He's like, we've lost anyway here. I'm just going to pop you in the head.
or maybe he was trying to go for the spray down as the loot was coming through, or God knows whatever it was. But either way, that's them out and done. And Paul Collins hold up entirely here in his own little hut. He needs to turn around. He's got to turn around and watch. There's several members about to appear on top of him.
Could be very dangerous for him already. We're seeing Chazmaster, of course, and his merry men holding up in that barn. Warwick Squishy Boys relative safety of the circle. They have lost Lumina 12, so they are playing with a disadvantage, but they're 17, 16 alive, so not a lot of teams are running at full capacity, Des.
What is going on down here? He's smoking the hell out. He's having a bit of a party in there one as well.
He doesn't want to risk it. He's just going to hope for the spray down and play spoiler, maybe get those 16 points for the kills. There's not much he can do with a team looking to move around for them. He's going to come out, immediately get taken out by Epoch. The Vector too strong, as Epoch will finish him off with that AK-47. So Paul Collins out of the map, as is the rest of his squad. 6 teams remaining as we're starting to head into phase 6.
Throwing some strobe lights or maybe some flash grenades in there. Could have had a whole little party and a dance floor inside there, trying to stay alive for everyone else who was lurking around outside. But going down, that does mean we cut ourselves down to 16, so we are very much so into the final stage. Atomical with a great shot with that muted silent sniper onto the other side. Gets the headshot onto Mute D. Out comes the grenade. If he gets this kill, he could potentially down another as well. Not quite to be the case, it seems, yet.
Yeah, paying an Atomical from Swansea Storm Red.
Look at those kills they've got again.
Extra kills. 11 kills total. It's Peng and Atomical coming in here, 6 and 4 respectively with those shots. And they still got plenty more killing to do, Des. They've already got themselves to guaranteed 6th place finish. But they want more out of this one. They've lost Etarded. But like I said already, not many teams are running with a full 4-man squad in these final rounds.
Absolutely not. But again, it's another case now being pinned on the outside of the circle. Team 7 are the ones who have got to push in. And the last team, I think, after what we've seen in the last 2 maps, you really want to be penned in by is Team 11. Last time round, they got themselves 12 kills. They're 11 this time round. I highly doubt that number is going to stay as it is right now. But Gibby, he's off on a killing spree as well. Gets down the hold of Tech Reed. And he was, again, the big player for Team 8 last time round too.
And Epoch coming in to take out Yoda on fire as well. Squad 7 feeling the pressure from multiple teams at the moment. You got Mute D in the corner. Lieutenant Kazansky can get knocked as well. It's just Mute D, the only active player, but several teams are looking in that direction. I don't know what you can do to get yourselves in a solid position.
You're very much so stuck here, and it's unfortunate, but these things happen, I suppose. Look at the final results. Very much so wiped out. That's up to 13 kills now for Squad 9.
Good position there for Swansea Storm Red to be in, obviously from Swansea University. Moving over to the Warwick Squishy Boys, they've got Dandiello. He's by himself against 3. They know where he is. The frags are going off.
You know what this feels like? This feels like the small kid getting bullied on the playground at high school. All across the map, we are seeing solo members. We saw Paul Collins earlier. Now it's Danny Dello facing up against a squad of 3 or 4 with no real way out. We saw it just a second ago. Not much of a face-off. That's exactly what I mean. It's a one-sided affair. There's no real way for the poor kid to defend himself. Danny Dello goes down, wiped out. And now we come down to the final 4 squads. Most in a pretty good position. I think probably Team 17 here as well, off to the right-hand side, have a pretty good situation where no one is either very aware that they're there, and there's only 1 member remaining. So if you can stay quiet, like we saw in the last round, just don't get involved in the fights, that's when you can potentially clutch the round out.
Captain Crumpet's looking to move in on this one, but he's got himself a UMP in the corner. But it's all about Squad 11, Squad 9, and of course Squad 8 that moves in. Atomical already knocking Vanilla CS, so Epoch might need to retreat here because, well, he's playing with 1 man down at the moment. He wants to get the smoke out, looking to cycle through his utility. He's going to pull out that Car 98, looking for the pop shot maybe as they try to advance, but he's got to do something quick, otherwise Vanilla could be out of the game here.
Well, I think Team 9 have got both an AWN and an M24, the 2 most powerful snipers you can get in the game. Trying to face off against any of them right now is literally pure suicide. So the best thing you can do as Team 11, tuck yourself away, go for the engagements onto other teams if you want to. Again, try and play spoiler, because right now Team 8 are looking to push into Team 9. I always say this is something like you don't want to fight Team 9 because their 2 players are very, very proficient, but Gibby was one of the top fraggers last round as well. This could be the big explosive fight we've been waiting for all round long.
I think this could go down to a Warwick versus Swansea showdown on this one, Des. Obviously, you got yourselves Swansea Storm Red, team number 9 on this game, and you got Warwick Squishy Boys, team number 8. Looking to have a showdown, throwing some utility. Give themselves some damage out. They're going to throw the nades. I wonder what's going to land on this one. Not even close to Team 8. You still got Epoch Vanilla CS off to the side with Omnic as well. Just need to get themselves in a better position. Team 17, Captain Crumpets still in the game.
Smokes
out.
Oh, Gibby and Atomical facing each other down as well. Who wins this one out? Gibby actually only takes a couple of shots and manages to get Atomical down to about 40%. The smokes are out though because both teams know this is a really threatening position for either one to be in, but the zone is here. It's going to force their hand. They're going to have to move, but Team 9, at least for now, are hanging back, getting themselves medded up. That gives the chance for Teammate to get a bit more advantage on towards this high ground, pushing towards the road. Now you have to be very aware of where Team 11 are, and of course, where Captain Crumpets is set off of Team 17 off to the other side too.
Captain Crumpet should get his own theme song if he's able to survive. And if he comes out with the chicken dinner in this one, I think there's been a huge failure from the teams. In
Chicken
this
and
matchup.
crumpets.
Mm,
Don't know about
chicken
that one.
crumpet. I know chicken and waffles is a pretty good combination. I don't know about you, Des, but
Yeah,
Team 8,
I can
Team
buy
9,
that.
Swansea, Warwick getting closer and closer. They're clashing over this terrain. They want to get the positional advantage, play around the smoke, and get a little bit closer so they make sure they have a team aggressing onto them rather than vice versa. Atomical leading the charge through the smoke, looking out for Chazmaster, taking a few shots at him. Will knock him down to the floor, but won't get a knock because the prone is there. Gibby turns it around onto Atomical. Going to drop him down. Peng's gone down. It's all on the shoulders of Olden Marketer, and he's not going to get it done as Vanilla CS. Taking out Gibby from the side, so Team 11 piping up out of nowhere, while Fietta trying to give covering fire to the rest of his team to keep Peng and Atomical in this fight. Throws out the smoke, trying to give some cover, but the frags are coming over from the Squishy Boys to kill confirm, as Epoch will get just that onto Gibby off to the side. In fact, behind them, Team 8, the Warwick Squishy Boys, in a very difficult position here as they're getting flanked from Squad 11.
This is exactly what we said earlier on that Team 11 had to do when they lost that first member, was don't try and take these fights, just back away and let them fight it out. Now that Team 8 and Team 9 have done that, they've burnt all the utility, smokes have gone, frag grenades have gone down, and they've lost members. Well, it's working out great for them, and there we go. Team 8 eliminated by Team 11.
But now it's all about getting Swansea back in position so they're able to try and contest this against Squad 11.
This is huge. Team 9, both members Atomical and Peng, who were the two key fraggers last game, both got revived. Fietta coming in massive, bringing them both there because 11 kept Team 8 busy. They're still in this trade. They're on 13 kills, and they may well turn this into more. And the best part is they get to loot the bodies of the other squads. They can top back up on utility, on meds, on ammo, anything they need, and now they can go and take the fight to Team 11.
He's playing spoiler onto Vanilla at the moment, Des. He's got an angle on him from behind the rock. He's dropped him incredibly low, throwing out some utility
Molotov.
to try and cause a distraction.
He missed!
Vanilla is in relative safety. He's going to be very close. Atomical taking the shot. Actually will remove Captain Crumpets from the map. Headshot from across the map. Pengu coming in onto Vanilla CS. Will knock him and confirm that. Get the kill. It's a 3v2. Swansea, Storm Red looking to get the chicken dinner here as they move on to Epoch. And of course, the remaining teammate he has with him.
Really good, living up to the Storm in their name here. Maybe not the red unless you consider the blood that they're putting across of the opponents, but they're on to 15 kills now. Kind of bizarre how they were coming into that fight with Team 11 and they were saying, well, that's the other side. That's a flank onto Team 11 that they could have used the advantage of. They were like, nah, miss me with that. Just bring him down and it's all ours for the taking. But now they're in a situation where there's 5 left alive, 3 of them being on Team 9. They could win this one as well. And Fietta, you got to say, would be the hero with that double res coming in at the very end.
Could well be. Swansea, Storm Red going up against the Keel Legends. 3v2 Atomical throwing out that smoke grenade. Going to provide some cover, maybe bait an angle that they think they're going to traverse and pop up, but I don't think they have 100% certainty of where Keel is at the moment. They're looking off at a direction where they're not stood to begin with.
It's a very, very tough situation, I think, for 11.
Epoch taking the first shot. Going to tag Atomical, brings him down, forces out an early first aid, wants to keep his health topped up onto this one as we enter the final phase of the map. And you've got yourself Omni Toaster. On that angle behind the rock, Epoch's quite exposed here. Fietta lands that one shot and gets the knock. They can go full offensive and get the kill here.
This is the problem as well, I think, is the blue is going to force Team 9 to move before it forces Team 11 to anything. The road is the centre point. It's no man's land, very much so at this point. It's the line separating the two teams. Epoch going incredibly low, but not quite going down. They've got to try and get Omni Toaster, but he's almost sprayed quite low. Team 9, they've got it!
That's going to be Keel Legends going down already. You just have Omni Toaster alive, and he has to deal with the aggression coming out from Swansea. Winner, chicken dinner for the Welsh University.
Beautiful ending to it as well. And again, Fietta, you might not be top on the kill feed for that one, my friend, but you were the hero play, bringing up the 2 members who were. Great game by Team 9 overall. A little bit shaky towards the end when it came into the fight with Gibby. He managed to bring both of them down. Unfortunately, Gibby getting flanked by Team 11 saw those guys fall down completely. And what a round. Look at that kill feed coming through for the number 1 team there. They're sat there now on 17 kills. What a way to end the round.
Swansea coming in big. They had lots of kills in the last round, couldn't convert it to placement, but this time they end up, Des, in the top spot. 17 kills and a first base finish. That's going to do wonders for their total points over the course of the night.
Absolutely is. Fantastic performance from them. And of course, that does mean we have one more map to go before the first night will conclude. And in case you're just unsure of exactly how all of this plays out, essentially we play over 6 weeks, and towards the end of it, we have our top teams come together and play in the playoffs, which of course then leads to a tournament, which ultimately decides who our winner is. And I think we said earlier on, it was 16 points for a kill. It's 400 points for finishing in first place. You go and do the math. They're going to be flying ahead in first place now after the last game's performance as well. Let's see if they can carry it on into the third and final game of the evening. We'll be back soon with game number 3.